What's good, guys? It's TSG. In today's video, I want to share with you guys some things that I wish I knew before I started playing Illuvium. These tips and tricks are going to help you during your time in the Illuvium overworld. Let's go. The first thing that I wish I knew, and I wish I knew it sooner, was that your deck of alluvials can actually only hold 5 alluvials when you start the game. As you start the game, I recommend that you guys find the best alluvials that you want, the ones that you're most connected to. Build your team around just 5 alluvials because you're not going to be able to even hold more than that. If you do want to start holding more than that in your deck, you're going to need to upgrade Mozart, your drone, and get the augment that actually allows you to do so. The augment is called your index capacitor. So you've got a basic, advanced, and supreme index capacitor, and it increases the amount of alluvials you get every single time. I do recommend that this is one of the first things you upgrade because it does allow you to have a fuller deck and more options when you play the game. But if you don't decide to do this, again, make sure that you understand and prepare for only a maximum of 5 alluvials in your deck at all times. The second thing that I wish I knew was nether sight. Understanding that one, you have it and you can actually see past what your normal eyes can see. You can see through walls and things like that. It's an amazing ability that you have. It's super powerful, but it does come at a cost. Every time you use it, you're actually using some of your kinetic energy that you see at the bottom of the screen when you are jumping, when you are running, when you are flying. That uses your kinetic energy. So if you are flying and you are using nether sight, you're depleting your energy much faster. If you are flying above some acid and you do decide to use your nether sight and it does wipe out your kinetic energy, that's bye-bye. You're gonna be sent back to the obelisk or your most recent beacon. With that in mind, nether sight is an incredible ability. It's an incredible tool. Just make sure that you use it wisely and only when you really need it, or just very sparsely. Otherwise, you might run out of kinetic energy when you need it the most, and it's just not a position that you want to be in. The third thing that I wish I knew was augments in Illuvium for the alluvials can be crafted. But for you to craft these augments, you're actually going to need some essences. And essences can be gathered through harvesting plants. Without these essences, you won't actually be able to craft your augments. The thing is here, for those of us that did play Private Beta 2, augments were a massive thing in the survival mode. In the overworld, augments actually don't play that much of a part in the game. I mean, if you do want to craft it, go ahead and craft it. You could technically use it in the overworld when you're trying to capture things, but you honestly might as well just be using more alluvials than the augments. So it's up to you if you want to use augments or not. It's completely up to your playstyle. But if you do want those augments, gather those essences from harvesting plants. The fourth thing, and this is one I really wish I knew much early on. I had to have some people explain it to me because I had no idea what was going on and it wasn't explained. When you are trying to upgrade your weapons, your gear, your drone, anything that you want to upgrade, you're gonna see a little icon on the right for each of the items that you want to upgrade to. If you hover above it, it's going to say a basic component, advanced component, or some kind of component. And for the longest time, I had no idea what these components were. The way to get a component is to actually go into its lower form of the item that you want and deconstruct it. By deconstructing the stage 1 version, it gives you 1 component. By deconstructing the second advanced version, it gives you 3 components. So it's going to work the same way that alluvials do. You're going to need to craft some lower stages, deconstruct them, get the components, and then craft it into a higher stage. There's no way that you're going to skip the line and get straight to the Supreme. You're going to need to go through the steps. By deconstructing these items, you're no longer allowed to use them, but you get those components for the upgrade. Just make sure you don't deconstruct anything that you still need, because there have been people that have deconstructed their jet or their boots, and now they're just walking around unable to fly, and it's just not a situation you want to be in. The fifth thing is that fuel is a limited resource in this Illuvium overworld beta. We're given a set amount of 5,000 fuel every single day, and once we've used that up, we're forced to wait for the next day for that to be replenished. Fuel is used to explore the different areas of the game in stage 1, 2, and 3. You're going to need the fuel to actually explore those areas. But then we have stage 0, and you can run this as many times as you want without using any fuel at all. So this is what a lot of players have been doing. They've done their stage 1 to stage 3 run for the day, use their fuel, and then they've grinded the stage 0 just to get some resources, to get some shards, and just capture some tier 0 alluvials. So if you do want to continue playing without the fuel, and once you're out of that, stage 0 is going to be your best friend. And the last thing that I wish I knew, if you want to try your hand at survival mode in Illuvium, you are not going to need to leave the overworld to go into the arena mode, into the survival mode. You're actually able to access it directly from the overworld, and it's just in Sanctum Mesa. By traveling to this terminal and interacting, you're actually able to jump straight into survival mode from the game, and once you're done with survival mode, it puts you back into the overworld. This is the first step of showing what an IBG, an interoperable blockchain game, is, because not only will we have survival mode here, we're going to have PvP, we're going to have the Mario Kart, and we're going to build out Sanctum Mesa that from one area, you're able to access all of these other genres of games. And I can't wait to see it build up over time. All right, guys, that's it for the video. I really hope that this was helpful and it helped answer some of the questions and helped you with some of the things you might not have known in your journey in Illuvium. If you have any other questions or suggestions, feel free to let me know down in the comments. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.